Pearl is one of those rare movies that made me smile right from the first frame. The cheesy old Hollywood era music and titles, the saturated colors, like the film was shot on black and white and was recolored like they do on some releases of those old films from the 1940s and 30s. The beginning of Pearl gives you the feeling that you're not gonna watch a grisly horror film, but a safe, feel-good movie from some bygone era. And all of that made the movie feel like a modern meta-horror comedy that I fell in love with it immediately. Now, before I go on, I must warn you, there will be spoilers. The film is all about Pearl, a young girl living in a secluded farm. The movie doesn't beat around the bush. It tells you right from the start that Pearl is a creepy, weird girl with violent, impulsive tendencies. I mean, she kills a goose with a hay fork in the first 5 minutes, and she feeds it to a crocodile that lives in a nearby river. And Pearl likes the crocodile so much she even named it after one of her favorite movie stars of the day. Pearl's life is lonely and tough, and things at home aren't exactly ideal. Her mother is a serious, no-nonsense woman that works hard on the farm to put food on the table. Her husband is wheelchair-bound, and he has to rely on Pearl on taking care of him. Pearl doesn't like this kind of lifestyle. She dreams big. She wants to become a dancer, to travel the world, going town to town, meeting new people and having fun. But her mother doesn't like that. She's domineering and doesn't let Pearl fantasize about her future. Instead, she pushes her to work hard, to be realistic and pragmatic. When Pearl goes to town to get some medicine for her father, she takes the chance of watching a dancing film in a theater. Afterwards, she meets a dashing young man that works as a projectionist in the movie theater. She's taken by him immediately, despite Pearl already having a husband that is fighting in Europe. The film is set in 1918, at the time when World War I still raged on, and the world was ravaged by the Spanish flu. So there's a timeless feeling to it, seeing all these people wearing masks and talking about the germ. I really like the pacing of the movie. It doesn't let you think that this is just a story about a farm girl having a crush on a city boy. This isn't a love story, because Pearl is a little bit fucked in the head. As she returns back home, she finds herself in the middle of a cornfield, daydreaming about the projectionist. In a weirdly wonderful scene, we see Pearl pulling a scarecrow off its pole, dancing with it and then kissing its creepy as fuck head, and then she basically has sex with it. Yeah, she fucks a scarecrow. The film is filled with these meta-horror elements, where you expect to see the young, pretty main character have a dance scene that takes after old musicals, with a sweet Wizard of the Oz aesthetic, but suddenly it transforms into a creepy sex scene that is eerie and downright disturbing. When Pearl comes back at home, her mother scolds her about spending the medicine money on a movie and hammers the point again that it's pointless to dream about life outside of the farm, that this is all there is. But Pearl can't let her dreams fade. She wants to be a star, someone that the whole world knows her name, and she won't stop at nothing to achieve her goals. Pearl isn't the only one that wants out of the life of a small town. The sister of her husband, Mitzi, also wants to be a dancer, and Pearl is really envious of her. Mitzi has money, she has nice clothes and looks radiant and beautiful. Mitzi lets Pearl know about a dance competition that will happen in a few days. The winner gets to travel and have fun dancing, and of course Pearl wants to be the one that wins the part. So she steals one of her mother's dresses and runs to the projectionist. Whatever chance there was for a romantic night, Pearl makes a mess of it when she wishes her parents to die so she can live the life that she wants. Of course, the projectionist is a bit alarmed, but he's too cool-headed to send her away. Instead, he gives her the idea of going to Europe to chase her dream of dancing there. Pearl takes after his advice, and now her thirst for success is tied on getting rid of her parents. She takes her father by the edge of the river, and we see her pet crocodile coming dangerously close. In lesser hands, this scene would be just an example of fake tension, where you know that Pearl isn't going to throw her father to the crocodile, even if her mother wouldn't show up to stop her a few seconds later. But T. West and Mia Goth have written a wonderfully peculiar side to Pearl. She loves her father and mother, but she's prepared to do anything to see her dreams come true. When Pearl's mother finds the leaflet from the dance audition, she doesn't really take it too well. She's exhausted by taking care of her infirmed husband and working the farm, She can't deal with Pearl's talk about dreams. She almost finds it insulting that her daughter will have a chance to get what she wants, and not her. Their fight escalates, and in the end, Pearl's mother ends up seriously burned. Pearl throws her in the basement and finds comfort in the projectionist's arms, still dreaming of love and success. I like that everything that's happening to get Pearl where she wants to go take their time. There's a gradual increase in creepiness and violence as the film reaches its midpoint. Pearl introducing the projectionist to her paralyzed father, the failed sex scene right after. Understandably, after all that, the projectionist is quite alarmed by the weird things and the general creepy vibes of Pearl, so he tries to get the hell out of her, but Pearl doesn't exactly take it all too well. She has a complete breakdown, screaming and acting crazy, and stabs him with a hay fork until he stops breathing. And with him dies her dream of love. But maybe the dream was never really there in the first place, because Pearl loves only one thing, herself. And everything she wants to achieve is an extension of herself. So by killing the projectionist, she kills an aspect of herself. And that's probably why she went mental, because she knew of what the projectionist's death means for her. And that is the point of no return. In a scene that really takes up after Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho, Pearl kills her father, but we don't see the murder, but instead we focus on the bird inside the cage next to him. I mean, the homage here is so strong that you can almost hear the sharp violin sounds in the stabbing scene in Psycho. With all obstacles removed, Pearl goes to the audition. She is so obsessed with getting the part that she gives a performance that's a bit unhinged, and understandably, the casting people don't choose her for the part. The tension behind Pearl's rejection becomes more heightened when the casting director informs her that they're looking for someone that really looks like her friend Mitzi, younger and blonde. So when Mitzi drives Pearl back home, we know that things aren't really looking too good for her. Mitzi is too naive to see the danger, so when she gently pushes Pearl to open up, she has no idea what will happen next. In a great continuous, one-shot monologue, Pearl doesn't hold back and lets her true murderer self come out. And now that Mitzi knows the truth, Pearl can't let her get away and ends up chasing and killing her with an axe. If the movie would have ended there, I would be happy, but it goes on when we see Pearl's husband, Howard, returning from war. Shocked, he finds her at the dinner table, sitting with her dead father and burned mother, and all Pearl can do is smile, like she's in a movie or a theater play and she needs to keep up the good face. Man, that final minute where we see this continuous, unhinged smile from Mia Goth, really great stuff. The film ends in an elegant and poignant way. Pearl has sought love and success through dancing, and she has squandered it all. There is no dream for her anymore. Pearl takes the naive and childish dream of its main character and adopts it as a point of view. The cheerful 1940s music and old-style titles, the first shot opening up in a beautiful orange sky with a farmhouse in the corner of the shot. This is what Pearl thinks her life should look like. A beautiful picturesque story with her as a main character. She believes she deserves success. She deserves a good-looking man and a great life. She views herself as a star, even if she lives in a farm in the middle of nowhere, where her best friends is a crocodile and a cow. The film employs this meta-horror satire all the time, sometimes in subtle ways, like when Pearl meets the projectionist, who looks like an old Hollywood-era movie star like Clark Gable from Gone in the Wind, and other more heavy-handed ways, when we see her dancing in the audition and daydreaming about being so successful that she performs for the American troops in the First World War, with the shot opening up in an old-school visual effects background with dancers dressed as soldiers and fireworks exploding above them. All of that is a glimpse of Pearl's unhinged and twisted mind. Another thing I want to mention before I'm done with this video is that in Pearl there are two underlying philosophies clashing between Pearl and her mother. Pearl is naive and idealistic, where her mother has a more cynical, pragmatic look to the world, as shown to us with this line here.
Getting what you want isn't what's important. Making the most of what you have is.
And in the end, Pearl ends up adopting this philosophy when she repeats the same line just before she kills Mitzi.
It's not about what I want anymore, Mitzi. It's about making the best of what I have.
She has grown as a character, albeit in a twisted and disturbing way. Pearl is a great horror film, not only because it has great story, characters, and pacing, but because it does all of that, using a sparse set and a simple story to give us an intelligent and enthralling movie.